Hello and welcome along to this FM21 Build a Nation story, building Bangor City with me, Daniel. We're back for episode 4 today and we've got our first test against Premier League opposition. It's the quarter-final of the League Cup, it's Newtown who are the opponents, and we're going to get a real test today for what's going to happen this season and potentially where we're going to stand next year when we go up. We also play Llandudno, a second tier side, but recently in the top tier as well. Just 1 year ago they were there. But they've had a poor start and they're down in 13th place. We have rise to the summit now and we'll look at how we did that in a moment. But firstly, if you are looking forward to this episode, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases on the channel, as well as live streams throughout the beta with Wigan Athletic. And the 2 long-term stories are now rotating each day. So the head coach tomorrow at the same time, 3:30, and Bangor City will be back on Monday after this. But thank you so much for your incredible support so far. It really has meant the world to me. And I can't thank you enough for continuing to watch and continuing to be so supportive. So let's have a look very quickly at the schedule. We only had a few games off camera. We played our cup tie in the first round, a comfortable 2-0 win. Ziccarelli came back from injury. So a man we've highlighted might be a star for us. And he has come in now. He's not as good as Fanian. He won't start games. But he's still got super sub potential. I like the look of him. And I think he's going to get a few goals this year. We had 2 league games as well. Gillsfield, I believe it is first. 3-0 away from home. That man Fanian with a brace again. Cook scored a header as well. And then at home in the last game, Penryn Koch, I believe that is. Please do correct me again if I'm wrong. Fanian with a brace and Chris O'Grady with another goal. The old timer is still managing to do it for us. So Newtown, the opponents today, they're in the top tier. They've actually dropped to the bottom now. We only looked at the last week, but 2 games in a week and 2 defeats. They've obviously gone down. Stephen Druids and Haverfordwest overtaking them. So it should be an opportunity today. Only 1 place between us. And we've got the chance against a side who regularly finish in mid-table in the top tier of Welsh football to cause a mini shock in the cup. However, there are some little problems off the pitch. If we go and have a look at the club vision, we knew we'd upset the owner. He's now got to the stage where he's blocking transfers because they don't meet those 2 club culture items. So our director of football made a loan offer for what would have been the best player we would have had in a long time. This guy, he is incredible. 4.5-star ability holding midfielder. He's a great ball winner at Liverpool. He's a Northern Irish under-21 international. And our chairman Serafino blocked it because he's not based in Italy or Argentina. And that's going to hamstring us if that continues to happen. So if we do get offered a new deal, if we do take this club up, we've got to get those items out of the club culture or we're going to be in big trouble. So we're losing out on absolute superstars at the moment. And I don't really know what else to say other than I'm very disappointed. However, otherwise, we're doing really well. We're on course to get through in the Welsh Cup. We've already reached the quarter-finals of the League Cup and might go one better with a shock today. And we're top of the league now, 1 point clear. And still unbeaten. Just those 2 draws so far. And it looks like we're going to be a class above. I'm hoping we won't fall away. We'll wait and see if we do, of course. But I'm optimistic. I think we can go and win it now. So let's go and get into the fixtures. See what team we're going to put out today. I want to go as strong as possible. I want to put out a statement. Beat a top tier club. Get to the semi-final. Who knows? If we get the right draw, we might even have a trophy. I do think we've been drawn against TNS if we get to the semis. So it might all go wrong there. But let's go and get into this game and see how we compete. Only 5 subs for the League Cup as we know. Ironically, an injury to the holding midfielder Garcia means we're playing Placeres there today, when we could have had that Coyle in that position. Boots out injured yet again. He's not back from that injury in the last episode. And Lucas Murray, the young centre-half, he is out too. So what it means is we've got our strongest possible 11 with Atkinson and Healy in centre midfield and Placeres in the holding role, making up for the 2 midfield injuries. But aside from that, it's Barafaldi between the sticks, Bolton and Malden the fullbacks with Torres and Cook centre-half, Placeres, Healy, Atkinson and Mello the midfield 4, with O'Grady alongside Fanian up front. O'Grady just starting to decline physically now, but he's still scoring goals, he's still creating goals, and he's still playing well, so I've got no complaints. Into the game we go then. Can we shock a Premier League side? Can we reach the semis? Let's go and find out. There we go then. Not many recognisable names there. Ridian Williams was linked with us earlier in the window, but I don't think we made any concrete offer for him in the end. Matty Williams on the bench, a good experienced player. But otherwise, I don't recognise much of that team, and that does give me a bit of confidence. So let's tell the lads to pick up where they left off. A few of them, a handful motivated. And again, we've got the kit clash in red. But let's see if we can win the first half. Here we are then, as Placeres wins the ball back in holding midfield to Mello. Down the line to O'Grady. Over the top to Fanian. He's in one-on-one. The keeper comes and he makes a very good save. Narrowed that angle as quickly as possible. That's really good goalkeeping. But we've still got the corner kick. It's an outswinger. The left-footed Mello to take it. To the front post, headed away. And Mello will get a second chance, I think. Brings it down 30 yards out. Cuts inside, trying to go alone there. In the end goes all the way back to Bolton. And it peters out. A poor 15 minutes because we didn't get the goal, but we've been utterly dominant against higher tier opposition. Bodes really well for next season, this. And we're back defending as Davis has it on the right wing for the home side. Into the box, it's going to be 1-0, is it? No, it's offside. I thought he looked on. Barafaldi made a meal of it. It was from short distance, so maybe he got a hand just not strong enough. But it doesn't matter. 5 to the break. Newtown have been a threat out wide. So tactically, they look to be adapting better. As Atkinson brings it out for us. Finds Fanian on the right-hand side. O'Grady's in there if he can find him. No need, he's been brought down. It's going to be a penalty kick. Joe Healy is an expert penalty taker. So we're hoping he's going to be able to put this in. The experienced centre midfielder. He steps up 12 yards out. And we've already seen the Newtown keeper make a good save. Can he stop this? Oh my word. 16 for penalties. He has passed it back to the keeper down the middle. And now it's a corner kick for the home side. Into the back post, Barafaldi saves. How can you have a 16 penalty rating and do that? Oh, just does my head in. Oh, the first missed penalty of the season and it's cleared away by Newtown. And if we lose because of that, I'm going to be very disappointed. Placeres wins it back. Remind me to change O'Grady to penalty taker after. As Fanian's in behind, he goes alone. Hits the base of the post. Is it going to be our day? We have dominated the match. We've had 2 brilliant chances. And I don't know if we recover from that. Because that is 2 great chances gone. I know they hit the back of the net and had one ruled out for offside. But I'm not sure that we're going to be able to come back from that. You can't miss that many chances and win a game. Into the second half we go though. 5 minutes gone in it so far. And we're back defending from Davis, who goes wide to Evans. Chance to come forward for Newtown here. Long ball's intercepted by Bolton and now Healy. He's missed a penalty, but his rating's not gone down. That's something that must have changed in this year's game. Davis picks it up on the right-hand side, switches the play, Torres intercepts to Atkinson. I'm still struggling with the kick clash, but we'll get there. As Mello slides it through to O'Grady, into the edge of the box, shoots! He's hit the crossbar! Oh, how many times? We've had a penalty missed, we've hit the post, we've hit the crossbar. We've had a brilliant save from the Newtown keeper. I just don't know if it's going to be our day, I really don't. 25 minutes to go. Let's go and make some changes. I'm going to replace Healy with Dida. I'm also going to replace Mello because he's not had the best game. Last time we left him on and he didn't do great. So we're going to take him off this time. 2 subs made. We'll leave 1 in the locker. 10 minutes to go. I'm going to make the final sub. Fanian's had an okay game, but he's struggling a bit physically. So I think we have to take him off. We haven't really got options defensively. We haven't really got any more midfield options or at left back, which are the people I'd like to replace. So I'm going to bring on Ziccarelli and we're just going to see if he can nick one off the bench. We're going to demand more. We're going to push forward for 10 and we're just going to hope we can find one from somewhere. Well, we're straight to penalties and we've taken off all the good penalty takers, but the ratings aren't much to go by based on our recent ones, are they? Joe Healy missed with a 16 rating and it was a back pass. So let's get all of these kids set up. We're going to have a penalty shootout today. And there's the rest of them. Let's get into the shootout. I've saved O'Grady for second. And I don't really know the reason for that other than just a gut feeling, to be honest. So let's see what we can do. A couple are motivated. And we've got penalties to finish off this cup quarter final. So we've got to penalties against the top tier side. That's good news. Rushton takes the first one. Wide of the post. What is going on with the penalties here? Yari steps up for us. He's got a poor rating, but we're putting him in first ahead of O'Grady. Yari steps up, 12 yards, oh it's a lovely pen. Slides it into the bottom corner, down to the keeper's left, right in the corner. He had no chance. Mitchell's coming up next for Newtown. Almost in must-score territory already, and he does. Just down the middle, but the keeper couldn't get there quick enough. And now it's O'Grady. So we've seen the 2 best penalty-taking rated players on the pitch miss in Rushton and Healy, and O'Grady doesn't make the same mistake. Experience, composure, and sends the keeper the wrong way. Evans up third. Newtown have to get back on terms at some point. Left-footed Evans in the corner, saved by Barafaldi. Down to his left, brilliant goalkeeping. And now we are on the verge of semi-final football against TNS, the professional side. Ziccarelli steps up, into the corner, good penalty. Any of these four go our way, we're through. If Newtown miss one, if we score one, it's done. That is the best position we could have hoped to be in. McAllister is stepping up for Newtown. Barafaldi is hoping for more heroics. Already forced one save, already had one missed against him. Let's see what else he can do. Here he goes. McAllister steps up, right-footed, sends the keeper the wrong way. Exceptional penalty. And now we've got our fourth. And I think we're down to the people rated 2 for penalties. Oh, not quite yet. Malden's got a 5. He's quite composed though, and he's a good player. So let's see what he does with this. Malden steps up to be the hero. The fullbacks very rarely get that heroic role in our side. So it'll be lovely for Malden if he can do it. Here he comes right-footed into the corner. Bangor City beat Premier League opposition. And they are into the semi-final of the League Cup in Wales. And we will face TNS, the big professional scary side. They will be our next opponents in the Cup. Fantastic performance. Great start to the episode. And we're going to say it's a good win for us. Well done to the lads. And we'll be back in a moment to face Llandudno. Well, this is interesting. We're back just before the Llandudno game. The Director of Football's been organising transfers. Now, I mentioned to you that when we put in a bid for people, so with the Coyle one, it got sort of negotiated a bit. And as soon as we touched the deal, it got blocked by the chairman. Ross Jenkins has put in a bid for a loan player. He's not quite as good as Coyle, albeit, but he's a good player and he can cover positions for us. And he's been accepted to come in. So we'll just make sure it doesn't get blocked. But I need the additions I can get at the moment because I'm not going to be able to do it in January. That deal's getting completed then. So let's see if it will happen. He's coming to join us in January. I'm really pleased about that. So we have found a way around it at least. But of course the main reason we're back is to face Llandudno. It's going to be interesting to see how many of our players are fit. Whether Garcia's back to take his place in the team. And just if anyone's not in peak condition. No, they all look good. I'm quite happy with that. Tobler's wanted our backup centre-half. I'm interested if it's a Welsh club. It is. Connor's Key on a transfer. So we might well be bringing in a few £100 soon. But let's have a look at Garcia. He's back in peak condition. And he will start taking the place of Placeres, who will come back onto the bench. He will replace Isla because we don't need 2 strikers on the bench. And at the moment, Ziccarelli's been the man. So we're going to keep him in there for now. A few players we can't get rid of. Robbie Parry's requested a transfer. We don't use a tactic that suits him. He's come off the bench in the cup a couple of times. But otherwise, he's not had a look in. So exactly the same 11 with the exception of Garcia, who returns from injury and holding midfield. And we'll get into it against Llandudno to see if we can keep this fantastic unbeaten run going. Well, Neil Ashton starts at centre-half for Llandudno. I had him at Sefin Druitt in my first season in the FM20 warm-up save as well. And he did okay for me there. So, a good side. Llandudno shouldn't be down where they are. That's the one thing we can say. But let's get the lads fired up. Prove a point. Back up the media's praise of you. And let's see if they can win the first half. Llandudno, a good time to play them perhaps. In poor form, down, struggling in the league. And we want to give them a relegation threat. 10 minutes gone, no real chances so far. But let's see if we can get on top. Well, absolutely nothing after half an hour. Gresford are ahead in their game. They're back on top of the league. We haven't let in a shot on target yet. We always look solid. But we've created nothing. And at half time, it's going to be 0-0. No highlights. No quality. So let's get upset. We're going to trash our arms around. And we are going to say, I'm far from pleased. They're all motivated and we need a reaction. Here comes the second half. Well, I don't know if Llandudno have just got backs against the wall, but we're back here, and in fact they're attacking, so we can't argue that. Here it goes over the top from Bennett. Claimed by Barafaldi. Now can we spring a counter? I'm going to make early changes if it doesn't happen, because we have created nothing. Bolton to Cook. To Bolton again. There's no real urgency to get forward. We don't normally play the shortest football, but there's the ball from Bolton. Fanian's one-on-one, and it's straight at the goalkeeper. The one time we needed him to be clinical is the one time, to be fair to him, that he hasn't been. But we've still got the corner. And a 1-0 win is as good as a 4-0 at this point. Mello to the back post. O'Grady loses out. Torres will get there. Can we start again? We can't. The highlight ends. And despite dominance again, we've not created much in this match. Pearson with a goal kick for Llandudno. And we'll make changes after this one. Healy heads away. Falls for Williams on the right-hand side. He's bringing it forward. No real pressure out wide. Partly because of our narrow diamond, but Garcia gets across, wins it back, concedes possession with a clearance though. Craven wide to Allen at left back. Llandudno still looking a bit of a threat here. Torres clears it long though and Fanian will get there. Ashton wins it, headed away by Bolton. End-to-end stuff as O'Grady finds Fanian, but it's intercepted well. Really good defensively, Llandudno. They've got a back five essentially. It's really hard to deal with. A back three, two wing-backs and a holding midfielder. And it's just a defensive wall as Hewitt picks it up. Those long clearances not really finding anyone, but they've kept it and then conceded possession to Melo. Give us a bit of Brazilian magic. He's going alone. He shoots into the corner. And that is the magic we were looking for. Melo runs half the pitch. He carries the ball so well. And he rifles a shot from the edge right into the bottom corner. And the keeper had absolutely no chance. 1-0 Bangor City. And Llandudno yet to have a shot on target. Back at the top of the league. And with it, let's make a couple of changes as well. I don't know whether to bring on Dida or Placeres. I was going to go for Dida, but Placeres is better defensively, and that's what we've got to look for now. Joe Healy will come off. O'Grady's not had his best game, so we'll bring on Ziccarelli. I'm not sure who's better as the target man out of the two. It's probably Fanian, to be honest. He's 5'10", Ziccarelli's 5'10", but he can't jump. So let's put Fanian as the target man, Ziccarelli advance forwards, and we'll give it 5 or 10 more before looking at the last change. But we're back in front and that's the main thing. 10 minutes to go then. No further highlights and I don't know which sub to make. I think it's going to be Garcia because he's just coming back from injury. I know he's been really good but he's not sharp. So Placeres will go into the holding role. Dida will come on in central midfield. And we're just going to try and see this out with 9 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Right, a minute left and I think going into stoppage time, although Llandudno haven't had a shot on target, I'm going to go time wasting. You know my drill by now. Anyone who's been on the channel for FM20 will know exactly what we go for. We are going to time waste, drop the tempo, be disciplined. In transition, slow it down, hold shape, regroup. There is no pressure on scoring. There is no pressure on moving forward. We're going to drop the defensive line. We're not going to press quite so high. And we're just going to try and see it out. It might harm us not playing our natural game. But Llandudno haven't been a threat and we want to keep it that way. 4 minutes of stoppage time up and we're attacking with a free kick. And if anything, we nearly put some gloss on it. Torres hits the post with a header. The final whistle goes as it's cleared. And Bangor City, with a performance of champions, nick a 1-0 win away at Llandudno. A brilliant performance from the boys. We're just going to say well done. They're so consistent. They're so good. And they have left us very much favourites for the title. For now, Gresford's still hanging on our coattails. Kieran Evans, their left winger, scoring the winning goal for them. We know he's a very good player, but a fantastic performance. We stay top of the league and we move through to the semi-finals of the Cup as well. I just want to go back there. Did I see a 9-5? Jeez, I have never seen a game like that before. 9-5 between two of the bottom of the table teams. You're certainly getting your ticket price there, aren't you? We make it 9 unbeaten in the league and we will be back in a couple of months' time because we have got the biggest test of them all coming up. In a semi-final of the League Cup, we face TNS. The January transfer window will just be opening. We'll be trying to sort out some of that stuff behind the scenes. And we might show a league game as well, depending on how we're doing. But certainly a successful episode, both on and off the pitch. Great that our director of football's been able to get a signing in without it getting blocked. And we continue our run without conceding goals. Just 1 goal conceded in our last 8 games. And that was largely a reserve side in the Welsh Cup. So things are looking great here. We look solid at the back. We're scoring goals. We've got a really experienced, consistent team. And we're doing all of that with injuries as well. So I'm really encouraged by our start to the season. And I can't wait for the biggest test of them all. So if you did enjoy this episode and those 2 brilliant victories, please do put a thumbs up on the video. It looks like promotion's going to happen this year. We're still only 1 point clear, but the performances have given us a lot of confidence. Let me know what you think will happen in January. Can we do anything with the chairman's demands? I'm hoping we can get them out of the club culture, as otherwise, ironically, that might be the thing that costs us our job. But if you haven't already, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily content releases on the channel from 2 long-term stories. This one with Bangor City and our head coach journeyman save, rotating every day at 3:30 on the channel. And throughout the beta, we've got almost daily live streams with Wigan. In the weekend slot, it's at 10:30, including tomorrow. And it will be back on the weekdays at 5:30 as well. So come and join us for the chat and the live fun. But thank you again for your incredible support. Finally, I'm part of a football podcast which has lower league focus. You can catch up with that in the eye above. But a massive thanks for watching, your continued support with the series. And we're making strides with Bangor City. And I'll see you next time for TNS.